Today, we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu. In this case, just The Mandalorian. I bought this from eBay for about $60, and this is The Mandalorian and Grogu set, minus Grogu. The seller didn't sell Grogu with it. That's mainly why I bought it. It was really cheap. It was like base figure art price. Like, I'm talking like, the ones that are like pretty common to find in stores in like the US, like, your basic Goku or Luffy or whatever. Yeah, he was very, very cheap. There's a few small things here, but that's about it. One of the smallest things is it seems in transit. The Darksaber that's meant to go on his belt, the clip broke. I looked in the box, and the little parts were in there when I opened it, which sucked. But it is what it is. I wasn't going to display it on his belt anyway. This is, he comes with one anyway, so it's whatever. But the figure is really good. Here's the box, which looks really nice. I find it weird, like, looking at the more, like, live-action stuff Tamashii boxes, because they seem so different from the anime-style ones. It's actually kind of insane. Looking on the back, you can see stuff. There's the Grogu that's not in this review. Actually, I have a Black Series Grogu. How well does he scale? I mean, the knee's bent, so I think it's pretty. You can't even see him. It's pretty good. Honestly, it's fine. It's completely fine. I will use you, Black Series Grogu, because I don't have this one. I will use him as much as I don't care as much for Grogu as I think some people might. Anyway, that's the box. No accessory component. We'll talk about them when we get there. His holster also fell off, which is an issue, which we'll talk about shortly. But the figure itself is pretty superb. I mean, the looks of the figure right out the box here is fantastic. He has a more gunmetal colored armor, which I actually really like compared to what it's been represented as with the silver as of late. I'm pretty sure his arm gauntlets are the wrong way. I'm almost positive on that. I know they're supposed to be off to the side, and they're not. So we're going to fix that right now. Either way, though, this figure looks absolutely fantastic. So just looking at the sculpting, the helmet looks perfect. It's about as good as it's going to get, honestly. 10 times better than Hasbro's. Oh, he doesn't have his Darksaber. Guess what? Fell out of his hand. Yep, there is. I've never reviewed Galvis Ring Mando, but night and day. You're looking at it like this is pure night and day. Again, prices are pretty far apart. This is like $100. This is like 40 Canadian for me. Well, that's how much it was for what I paid for it. Actually, I paid more for it now I think about it because I bought it from a place with shipping cost. So a little bit more, but I mean, it's still not horrible, but it's not as good as that guy. The overall design just looks amazing. The shoulder pad there looks great. He does have his little wrist gauntlet with the, why am I forgetting the whistling darts, right? Whistling darts. The kind of nice look of the undersuit here, which is brown. With the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out, it seems they've swapped it to gray, and I actually like the gray a lot more than the brown, but the brown is accurate to what he did look like in the show, so not really an issue. You can definitely see a little bit of color differences in there. There's a bit of black mixed in with the brown, which doesn't look horrible. It's nice to have that in there. Does have a soft goods cape, but the Galvis Ring Mandalorian also does. This one also has it beat, though, because it has a wire in it, so it's posable, unlike Galvis Ring Mandalorian, who just dropped his Darksaber. Wonderful. The torso looks great. It does have all the details it should have. It has the nice Beskar plate, and then it has the strap going over the shoulder, which, again, connects back to the belt, just like so. There's also this lighter blue component under there. The belt looks great. Does have some thermal detonators on the side there. His holster is there. One issue, as you've seen, it loves to fall off. I put sticky tack on it. You might be able to see that little bit of white sticking off because I had to stick it in the port because it's such a small connection. Yeah, I mean, it loves to fall off, which is an absolute shame. It's also on a little hinge joint, so it's worrisome. But what are you going to do? I mean, I could glue it as well, but I don't really trust that, honestly. I don't really want to put glue on my, import figure art here. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do it. The legs look pretty solid down there. He does have some, scuffs going on with this panel here on his right leg. But on the left, it's completely clean. So I don't know what's up with that. The knees there, it does have the little knee gun. He has the knee cannon. And the boots look pretty good. I mean, he looks about as good as you're going to get for a Mandalorian figure. I don't know if anything's going to beat it again. There's a new Black Series coming out soon, but come on, I don't think it's going to compete with this guy. I really don't. I've wanted a good Mando figure for a while, and I think I found it. But yeah, that is the primary detailing of the figure. There's a lot of stuff. The next thing here we have to talk about is hands, which are, for the accessory components, there's a lot of them. There's 5 sets and 2 unique hands. I'm going to show on video because it's a little bit easier to show on video. So there is a set of fisted hands, a set of kind of neutral hands, a set of open kind of sprawled hands. There's then trigger finger hands for his rifle, and then there's the trigger finger hand for his pistol, which is the one he has on throughout the review here. There's then the other one next to that is the dark saber hand. There's then this kind of thumbs out hand, which I'm not sure what that's for. I think it's for the rifle. And then he has this other one, which I'm just going to show on camera now, which is this one holding this little metal thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a mag. I can't remember the exact point of this accessory, though. I'm not sure, but this hand is specifically made for that. He does obviously have a lot more accessories to look at here, so let's get into that, shall we? We're going to start with the probably least interesting stuff, which I'm going to talk about the jetpack first. We're just going to strip him of his darksaber like it's Season 3. We're then going to remove the pistol out of his hand as well. Ta-da! So, talking about the jetpack, it is a gunmetal gray jetpack thing. It does what you need it to do. It is a jetpack. It also comes with blast effects. Nice blast effects. So it looks like he's flying, which is great. It's a great thing. The jetpack simply goes on his back, but this leads to my least favorite issue of Mandalorian figures. I hate how he hides it, because it just always looks like he has a giant bump under his cape. Not so bad from the front, but from the back I find it looks horrible. There's not really a way to, situate it. I mean, you can kind of get it to do this, kind of, just where it is a posable cape. You can somewhat get that look, which isn't horrible. I don't hate it. I'm more of a fan of Boba Fett's old half cape, but, this ain't bad either. I mean, it's completely fine. It is a jetpack. He does need it. Here's the Black Series one, which is bright silver and actually slightly larger. They're actually very close detail-wise, honestly. Very, very close detail-wise. It's actually kind of insane. Everything's captured correctly between the two. They're almost identical, just different colors and sizes. That is the jetpack component, which we'll see more of with photos, of course. Next up is his blaster pistol, which we've seen a little bit of. There that is. Looks good. Bit of silver up here. Does have brown on the grip. And, of course, it does have a holster on the side, which I mentioned likes to fall off. But it's there if you want it, and it hinges out of the way for leg articulation, so that's good. And, of course, he can hold it. We then have his dark saber, which is not the last thing we're going to show. We're going to show the rifle last because it does the most. You get this, which, as I said, it seems the clip broke in transit, but you can kind of see what it would look like there. I can just hang this one off the back here. He has a little clip right there, as you can see, just slots over that, would hang on there. Honestly, if I wanted, I bet it actually would work if I took the Black Series one. Let me just take that real quick. Will the Black Series one work? The Black Series one is much more pliable, but I think the hole's a lot smaller. Just for those poses, just in case. I don't think it's going to go. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go. I'm trying my damnedest, but I don't want to pull too hard and break it. So, unfortunately, there will be no pictures of him with it on his belt because of that breakage, but that's saddening, but not fully, you know. It's whatever. It's a little upsetting, but I can be all right with it. I mean, like I said, it's secondhand. It's whatever. And then we have his rifle, which we're going to need to actually swap his hands for if we want to put it in his hand. So, obviously swapping the hand. There goes the pistol. Like I said, not a lot of movement has to happen for that to come off. Like I said, I feel like glue's probably the option, but I don't really want glue to be the option. Anyway, Mando's rifle here, it does split, so luckily you don't have to try to put the whole thing in there. You just kind of have to try to get the stock in and then the fingers to go over, and then get the trigger finger on there, like so. And you can get Mando his rifle. Try to put that on there again. There we go. So you got his rifle. Again, he can hold it pretty well. There is various points in which it can disconnect. Like I said, that's a different point altogether. This gun breaks down in so many different areas, it's actually insanity. Like, it is genuine insanity how many areas it breaks down in. What hand would be the hand to use holding said gun? This is on the right, so I don't think it's that one. I think it literally could just be any of these, like, resting hands. So let's just get a rester hand out. There we are. They like to go on easily enough. So if you wanted, you don't even need to take the barrel off. You can just get them holding his rifle. Try not to break it in half, because like I said, it comes apart in so many areas. But you can get them holding it well enough. I mean, it's going to do exactly what you need it to do. It's going to be a rifle. It looks great. I have no issues with it. It's very, very nice. Now, it also does have a storage form. Now, this storage form is interesting, to say the least. It's a little hard to get to at times, so let's just get to it. We gotta try to get this out of his hand first. There we are. And where did the rest of the gun go? Okay, so to get him into the storage position for his rifle. I don't know the exact name of the rifle. I have no idea. I know it definitely has a name, but I can't remember the name of it. And this holster is driving me crazy, if you couldn't tell. It is absolutely driving me insane that it falls off. Anyway, so to get this ready, you're just going to simply remove this middle component from the blaster outright, and you're going to then take the rest of the blaster and attach it, so the stock and the rest of the barrel, to this component with a strap on it. That's it. You're then going to take your Mando, and on here there is this little, very, very losable piece, this little rectangle. It just slots in there. That's all you got to do. The other thing you got to put on the Mando for storage is this little loop, which is for the barrel, which we're just going to yoink, like so. Anyway, you're then going to take the kind of belt loop part. You're going to do that. You're then going to slot the rifle into the loop, and then you're going to take the remaining parts of the barrel and put it on like that. And that will get you the stored rifle, which, again, a lot of work to get that little bit of stored rifle action, but still not bad. I actually quite like it, honestly. It's not horrible looking. And that concludes his accessories, because like I said, I don't have Grogu to show. I really don't. It didn't come with it, so we got Black Series Grogu. He might be a little bit worse, though. I say a little, he's wholeheartedly worse, but you know what? This is his now. You can have him. You can have him. That guy over there is getting replaced in like a month anyway, once that other Black Series Mando comes out on the Black Series wall. He's going to be replaced. So you can have this weird little Grogu who probably at a scale, but that's okay. You can have him. You can have him. Anyway, let's get into his articulation. As far as it goes, we have a ball-jointed head along with the neck. So you got a good bit of range up there. Very nice. Forward and back. Does have a butterfly joint outward. The ball-jointed shoulder pad. Double elbow. Swivel at the elbow as well. Rotation at the hand. Up and down, obviously. It's the typical Tamashi joint where it can be rotated to go side to side or up and down. Does have a good bit of waist here, but it's a little bit iffy to get it to move. Forward, back, outward, knee joint. There's a thigh cut in there. You do have the ankle rocker there, and along with a toe joint. So, very, very good. Very, very good. And as far as it goes, let's just get into my final thoughts here on the SH Figuarts Mandalorian figure. What a great figure. Honestly, it's really good. Like I said, I've wanted a good Mandalorian for a while because that Galvus Ring one is cool. I did like it. But man, oh man, did I think that this one is going to be better, and I was right. Again, there's a bit of a difference in cost, obviously. If you wanted to get this complete set, based on what I could see, it was like $100 and some. It was relatively more expensive, a little harder to come by. And I don't even know which season this is based off of. Based on the fact he has the rifle, I'm going to guess it's season 2 and not 3, because in season 3 he doesn't have the rifle. So I'm going to guess this is the season 2 version. But again, it's a good-looking set. It really is. Well, I can't say it's a good-looking set because I don't have the Grogu. It's a good-looking figure. And there's other Mandalorian figures. There's another solo release, which, again, could have got that. But you know what? This one was still cheaper than that one, so it works out. I mean, it's just a nice-looking figure. It really is. All of the accessories. And it absolutely kills in the accessory department, in my opinion. Now, this is, again, Black Series being crapped on by me for about 1 second here. The fact of the matter is, Black Series do not come with as much accessories as this guy could ever hope to have had. Like, the Black Series one does not come with nearly as much accessories. Like, it'll never come with this many accessories. But even their SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures typically don't come with this much. They'll come with the hands, sure, but maybe not even 6 sets, plus all of the other little things. Like, this guy came with an absolute mountain of accessories. And he's in, like, the higher bracket pricing for an SH Figuart, but, like, still, it's crazy how good he is. And the accessories, everything about it. The only things I hate, again, are, it really comes down to this, it's the holster. The holster falls off. It is such a nitpick, though, that the holster falls off. Also, that little rectangle bit hates going in and out of the slot. But still, it's just a great figure. I couldn't recommend it enough. Honestly, if you want a Mandalorian, I can't recommend this guy enough. I know there's a Mafex one out there. I know that, obviously, he just crapped all over this guy. This guy I thought was pretty alright. He got nothing. Like, just the paint. Like, there's paint apps on this guy that I didn't even realize were missing. That's how bad it is. When I look at this guy, and I'm like, oh, thermal detonators, they don't have the little red dot. The little knee thing doesn't have the barrels painted. Like, it's actually horrific how much of the paint I didn't realize was missing on this guy. It's actually insane. But that really concludes that. I'm giving him 5 out of 5. I really do love this thing. I think it's a great figure. And overall, it is a wonderful time. This has been my review of the SH Figuarts Mandalorian and Grogu. Without Grogu, it's been Elite signing out.